Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm Frozen and today we're doing some more Hades 2. It has been a while since I played it, to be honest.
Should work.
And we get the fun of taking the rockets out, and we're actually going to, let's see, a sky, starts with Skyfall, a hidden hex that strikes multiple foes, and applies Shine, Shine being supposed to get 50 damage. Interesting. Your attacks, sprint, and move speed are faster. That is probably a good idea to do, actually. I would like to do that as well, but let's just upgrade all of these, right, as much as I can. Okay, we can't do that anymore. And we got my Cinder, and we're gonna try and actually defeat this damn boss.
May need to take new vows.
There's a boss at the end of all this that I'm still trying to beat, and I haven't been able to do it, and I haven't been playing this for a while, so it's going to be interesting today.
He never seemed to lack the smarts, as I recall. Was a right level-headed sort, but now he's serving Kronos, making mayhem for us here. They say he sees the future, so we must know he won't get away with this.
Ooh, Special Inflict Scorch is pretty much ideal for what we wanted. The sprint as well. I think probably can get a better upgrade for that if we force it a little bit. So taking Heat Rush now is probably a good idea. And like attacks and specials restoring magic, we can probably get that a bit later as well. So, though it is actually pretty good, right? Even at low levels. But I need the Heat Rush. It's guaranteed. That's the main thing we do, is get the guarantee stuff all we can. Then we go from there.
Suffer no more.
Get the fish.
The trap is set.
Yeah, we're going to try and build a build. Probably we'll have like a bunch of flaming rockets and stuff like that, maybe going down the line, or like...
Victory.
Man, that was interesting.
There's a zeal.
We got a zeal. Let's descend, might as well. Sacrifice some life. We'll go down. Ooh, we can fish again. Let's fish.
Prepare, fishy.
But yeah, so I've been trying all sorts of different games at the moment, and it's been kind of nice. As I'm recording this,
Another Marty.
I've done a recording of a game which developer kind of let me have the invite on to the kind of closed demo at the moment, which was good.
This is why I could not detect Typhon's reawakening.
You still use a special, take 5 damage, afterwards get that. Attack still more damage, afterwards I gain more mana. I might re-roll these. I would like something better. My attack's doing better. Or using... No, let's take that. Less mana usage is really good. We'll take that. But yeah, Tiny Auto Knights was the game that I got access to, which was it's really good. I kind of like it. I have noticed some other things after my plays with just sort of which has mainly just been me playing it more than anything else, right? But it's not bad, not bad. It's just more of a balancing issue or dilemma, which I should probably pass that on once I've kind of like pinpointed what I'm thinking in my head, right? Other than that, it's a really interesting game and kind of takes the whole auto-battler feature again. Scorch. Have a special... So, launches a fireball, but a 10 mana, get 5 for each you collect, and gain some now. Interesting. I want to take that, but I can get it better. I'm going to reroll these.
Possibility.
Attacks inflict scorch. Where we get that, we get... Okay, we'll get the mana regen.
Strength.
Because we might have to get, like, an upgrade to the other stuff later. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed the game, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. Also looking forward to some other ones I put on the channel as first looks when they come out. I think some of them are coming out soon. I've got to keep an eye on those. I lose track of time. I'm terrible with it, even though I wanted to. And I also forget stuff really easily. Let's go take a weapon upgrade, shall we?
Chaos. Right.
So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this sort of stuff, right? It's it's not like I said. It's just for me, it's kind of all new, right? As I said, I mainly do this for fun and enjoy playing all sorts of different games and trying them out, and that's why I like putting up content. When you fully charge your alpha attack, gain 10 power. Your attacks are faster. Your alpha attack is... After blocking your alpha attack, your special auto fires... Reloading in 3 seconds. Interesting. I should take my attacks are faster here. I think that's just better for me to deal with than anything else. Otherwise I get too complex and my brain just, like, fries, so... what else do we want, then? That's my question. I would like the double health and the double mana. And if we're going for that... I might go Hermes and... Or I could just go triple on that and take one from, like, the health side. I need the health anyway, so let's do health first.
Minding their own business.
Let's do the health first.
Should put a dent into that barrier.
But yeah, I've been kind of looking around other indie games and stuff, and not just indie games, but other games that kind of seem interesting, which I either don't think catch too much attention, or would be kind of interesting as a gimmick or a concept as well. Because I will say, I do like a well-executed concept of an idea, right? I think sometimes people kind of forget, just like, a game doesn't have to be essentially amazing, it just needs to do the thing it's trying to do really well. And most of the games kind of just do that, and, like, that's really good, and I think we're coming to that sort of stage now where we have a lot of games that just execute that concept really well, right?
One remains.
Like, I must say, I think, like, this is going to be, like, the year for, like, indie games and indie developers, right? Because, like, there's been a lot ongoing at the moment with, like, how AAA games treat customers and everything else as well in just general. And that's, like, both the companies themselves as, like, the upper management CEOs and COs and everything else, as well as also the media in general, right? I mean, it is mainly just the media, right? Like, in most cases, they cause most of these problems, and unfortunately, we're not able to get away from it because, because the media at one point with a lot of companies generated quite a lot of goodwill, right? It sounds horrible to say it, but they did, and some of them are paying the price for it, other people aren't, and it's really sad to see kind of like a lot of people that we either ended up trusting to a point just like go nowhere and end up being kind of like left to the wayside. Let's pick one of these up and see what we get. You know, because there are a bunch of like game magazines and stuff that are kind of like that, you know, like I used to pay attention to when I was a kid and stuff, and I go out there and, well, younger, I wasn't really a kid back then in some cases. But like I followed that stuff to kind of get like all the tips and the tricks and all the hidden stuff and like the news and all those sort of things. And even now, like
The gods.
yeah, my boon's finally gone. We can now start using my special.
Prometheus stole fire from us not for mortal kind, but because he desired it for his own gain. What good is that power to him now, upon a mountain cold as ice?
Attacks inflict freeze. That'd be kind of cool. Gain a barrier, which primes my mana. Whenever I clear a room, increase the rarity of a random boon. Do I reroll some of these? No, steady growth seems really good anyway. Right? That's it, free notes. Just compel him instantly. He's done. Because, I mean, I will say, like, at one point, like, I genuinely respected the people that worked at IGN, right? I know, horrible thing to say, but that's how old I am. Yeah, just give me more mana, I guess.
Some moss.
And it's just kind of sad to see, like, just their own reputation, as well as other kind of reputable sources back in the day, kind of just disappear from the face of the earth. Because they generally have. Like, it's not like they've kind of like, oh no, they're still around. It's like not many people really trust them anymore, or actually kind of get the news or the entertainment they have from them as such, right? Like, even I don't. Like, this is kind of why I would say this is probably like a great time for me in the way as well, just because, not on the idea of like me as a YouTuber or a content creator, but like if I was going that route, getting into that sort of scene of just like generally reviewing stuff and being honest about it is more important now than it has ever been, because people don't really have that source that they really trust anymore. And as we all do now, we go to our favorite content creators just to get that piece of information of whether something's good or not.
You've seen the size of the bloody monster been clambering up our mountainside, would you? I haven't, thankfully, but hearing that he's pretty big in size. Typhon himself. I scarce can keep a steady hand with him about.
Cast Uncanny Fortitude. I think I will take that. That is actually kind of good.
The Smith God's power.
Extra 20% across my health and stuff. Health and mana. Now, do I take the ultimate now? I think I do, actually. I think it's a good idea to get it now, at least I have one. Right? But yeah. So I think, yeah, like, I always used to kind of like follow whatever I thought was good. Now I like kind of like, it's one of the reasons why I kind of started doing the quick looks and stuff. It's like, I find stuff cool that's really interesting, like, at some point. And I kind of want to share all that stuff with other people. The only issue is like, some cases that stuff either costs money, which other people don't really want to pay for, or, you know, you find a demo that's very obscure that not many people are actually going to find, and you're like, you really want to, like, share it. At the same time, I kind of, like, keep series and games going that I really enjoy, and, like, I mean, a good example of that is, for me on the channel, especially given the amount of content I've produced for it over the course of just, like, the game's existence since it was originally in the alpha phase and stuff. Already access phase, I guess you'd say. Is Spell Rogue, which is on my channel, and we got more of that stuff to come as well, which I've kind of been obsessed with it a bit recently, so stuff like this has kind of been put to the wayside. Sorry. If you are a a fan of my other content rather than just the Spell Rogue stuff. But there's also games out there, and like even some of the other ones I find really enjoying that I'm like, yeah, I've completed them within like 3 hours or something, like after the fact of it and stuff. And to be honest, that's what a game really needs to be, for like £5 or £7 or something like that. Like, my mum used to say something which was always hilarious. So whenever we went out shopping or stuff like that, and she'd find
Sister Selene.
what she would class as a bargain.
The Titans never stood together, even when the gods and Kronos first fought long ago. Prometheus, he stood with Zeus back then, but now his purposes are crossed with ours. Another enemy of my own kind.
I know, it's a shame. Ooh, healing, that's actually pretty good. We'll take that. Yeah, so my mum's phrase was, if anything costs more than a £5 and is now selling at a £5,
I can get out.
it's a deal. Doesn't matter what it is. And it's something that's kind of, I think, like, really always stuck with me, is that kind of, like how much is £5 to someone, or like $5 or stuff like that? Like, how much is it actually worth to you in comparison of like the work that you do and stuff like that? Applying Scorch could be really good, but then I don't. I really do need something. I'm gonna reroll these.
See how this goes.
Attacks inflict Scorch. I could just rarefy that, and I think that's really good. Yeah. Attacks inflicting Scorch is good. I would have preferred my special, but hey ho.
I've run into Lord Hermes at the summit of Olympus, making preparations against Typhon with the rest. Have you been able to cross paths with him?
God, I love Karen's art here.
So not for very long.
It's so good. Well, let's go. So we're a punch build then, basically.
What is it now? So how is it over there across the drink? But it's been snowing. Sounds like a real rotten place to live.
What do you mean, Mount Olympus? The gods themselves quite like it. Enough to want to fiercely defend it from the Titan you decided to support. But yes, it's rather cold.
Oh, I could never settle in a place like that. I like the temperature same way I like my meat. Nice and hot. Of course, I can also eat it raw. Can't be too picky and all that.
Prometheus, you're a walking contradiction. Ooh, grab me. That's annoying. But yeah. So I do believe that you can't really get a bad game necessarily for £5, right? You just gotta know essentially that you're not really expecting anything amazing, but if you do get something amazing, then that's when you really know you got yourself a really good bargain. And it's nice to see that I actually have, you know, a fair amount of good German viewers. Which, hey, welcome to the channel. I do not mind. I mean, apologies for my linguistic skills, but I will say my GCSE German is very terrible. Oh, that's something that I always get annoyed with as well, actually, speaking of, like, grading and stuff. What I kind of get annoyed with is, because I feel like, whenever I look after my nieces or I speak to them, or, like, my godsons and stuff, they'll always tell me kind of, like, you know, like, what they're doing, what grades they're getting and stuff, and, like, I'm happy they're proud of stuff like that, because, like, when I was a kid, I really wasn't and stuff, and even if I was doing well, I felt, like, ashamed by it. More an issue to do with my, upbringing and bullying than it was anything else, not my, parentage as such, but it's kind of disappointing when you kind of put it into like smaller terms, but yeah, I think it's something where it's like because they keep changing the grade system, it's very hard to get an idea of like how smart kids are. Ouch. And I will say, kids these days are actually quite smart. Like, they're smart in the way that, like, some of the stuff from, like, my generation or older and stuff that people don't really know anymore would be taken for granted and, like, just pretends it kind of, like, doesn't happen as such. You know? But then that's the same, like, from, like, my dad's generation and, like, my grandfather's generation, right?
Could try a different one.
Everlasting Ember, do we keep that? I would like to go more burn stuff, but because we keep getting the upgrades anyway now, we might as well go for some other things. And maybe we should try getting an Ares boon. Because we haven't seen much of him, and I would like more stuff that he does. Or go for a Zeus's boon. Maybe. We've got one more thing we need to pick up, which is going to be interesting whenever we get that. But yeah. Drink up. Yeah, I'll take that.
Too long.
Let's move on.
Done.
And yeah, like, I will admit, like, what is common sense for some people is not for others and things like that. And I think sometimes, like, we kind of get hammered down on what is smart, and what is just intelligent, right? Oh, hello.
The gods must want for us to give another glorious performance, huh?
Way on a boat. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. But yeah, I'm kind of, like, it's just like the grading system and stuff really does kind of, like, stop kids, kind of being able to distinguish, like...
And now to set a course.
You know, like, what they should do, how well they're doing and stuff. And then I'll say something, and then they'll be like, oh, he stays to do the second fight. That's really good. No, he left, right? Okay, he left. I thought you stay.
Could make a lovely gift.
Something else got an upgrade. And what, 6 more rooms to go through. Ooh, you get 2 boons here. I'll take the flame boon first, because I feel like you get better ones if you do that. Impel that first. Into the Colosseum. My grandfather will forgive me. Specials inflict Scorch, that's really good. I will take that, right. Yeah, that's what we want.
If you are wondering whether that icy chill you feel in the air is mine, it is.
Well, you're a soul loser by the sounds of it.
I need to calm her down.
But yeah, I'm kind of, I'm always impressed with, like, the kids and stuff and, like, how smart they actually are. And, like, when I used to do tutoring and stuff as well, the kids and stuff, that was always something that was, I tend to focus on was not really, like, if they were smart or not, but show them just, like, how to seem smart, right? I taught them the stuff they need to know, like, to pass all the tests and stuff, but I also taught them how to teach themselves how to get that information, right? And I think that's, like, that's one thing, like, even that with like the age of the internet and stuff, like most things are at the end of being like you just get given the answer.
I cannot remain upset with you, Flower. I would rather you look upon me kindly than with scorn.
Ooh, freeze, that is really good. I will take that. So yeah, it's kind of like... it's problem-solving skills, right? The kids can solve problems, but they don't necessarily know how to get to that point to solve the problem. Or they'll know how to solve the problem, but not apply that knowledge in any other way other than what they've been told, right? It's like a Sudoku puzzle, right? Once you know how to solve it, it's kind of like, oh, you know how to solve it. But then, just because you solved it once doesn't necessarily mean you can apply the same answer in the same way. You need to understand the process to be able to do that. Let's go there. We can get ourselves an Aries boon. And I think that's kind of the important thing, right? Is being able to apply the skills that you have to actually solve problems. Like, I'm a fan of puzzles and puzzle games and everything else as well. And I like kind of like roguelikes and progression systems and all those sort of things also. But my big thing is like puzzle games. It's why I kind of get addicted to things like Dark Souls and stuff like that as well. I'll actually heal again because I'm losing a lot of health.
Need a target. Lord Ares.
Sultan is an even greater threat than I could have imagined, my kin. How envious I felt, hearing the tales of our elders fending off the father of all monsters. But now we all are witness to his wild rage firsthand.
Damn, Harris, you do look good there. After take damage, spill a drop of blood. Drop of blood gives 1% of movement attack speed. The location expires afterwards. And let's reroll. I want to see some really cool things. Although, Alpha Cast doing that, do more damage on foes that are nowhere near other foes. So isolation damage, basically. 20% more damage is actually pretty good, but let's see what else we can get.
Why not?
After you take damage or foe is slain, drop of blood. Or the Blade Rift, while you have less attack. Less than 40 health. Attacks restore damage. Yes, please. I could have verified that. I guess I will get that anyway, won't I?
On my authority.
It'll eventually get upgraded. Your attacks and cast speed and everything else are faster. More boons I have, get dodge chance. Well, that seems pretty good. I will take that. It means we want to collect boons as much as possible. Yeah, but back in the day when I had some free time and stuff, I used to teach kids physics and maths. Mainly did taught kids with behavioural issues and concerns and stuff like that, which was it was nice. I enjoyed it, and I liked being able to help them kind of get past the point of where they feel like
In we go.
the whole world's against them kind of thing. They start to understand that, like, sometimes the way that people misunderstand them, which they understand, they just don't quite get that they're also misunderstanding other people. That's a lot of things there. So it's kind of nice to kind of like get them to kind of like open up in that way as well. Because that's what you really want from them, right? In most sense, like most parents, like they don't care if the kids are kind of like, they don't care if the kids are like, you know, well off or anything else as well. They just want them to be happy at the end of the day. And like part of that is like just being happy with who they are themselves, as well as also like you know, being able to, like, survive on their own as such. Like, have that level of independence where basically mum and dad don't always have to be responsible for them, but also, like, they're still needed when they're needed, right? I think it's the one thing my mum is probably sometimes more annoyed by is the fact that both me and my brother have quite a high level of independence, right? Like, even given kind of like everything else, we are actually quite like, yeah, we'll just do it ourselves kind of scenario. Receive some healing. Let's take the Path of Stars. I guess we'll take that as well. Some healing would be useful. I know sometimes it does kind of get under my mum's skin a little bit when it's kind of like, oh yeah, we can just do it ourselves kind of thing. It's like the idea of trying to buy stuff at Christmas and like, oh yeah, I already got that. We're a nightmare. I was saying that I got some other stuff to do this week, so I've got time to do that as well. I will, after that, we'll be back to normal on most of my routine stuff, so that's going to be good, which means we can do more streaming like I've been meaning to do anyway. I will say I've been lazy on it a little bit, and also kind of like just more focused on other things, we'll say, is, thank you very much for the healing. It's not in, like, in a bad way, but it is kind of like, as much as, like, I make YouTube content, for me, this is a thing what I do to relax most of the day, right? I'll come home after a long day at work and think, you know, I want to play a game, I want to chill out and relax and just, you know, do some sofa talk with, you know, the bros and stuff and have a drink and have a laugh. You know.
The ship's helm. And
also any gals around as well. Don't worry. If there is that one gal that watches my content, or is there a few more of them, then I appreciate you as well, just as much as everyone else. To me, you are one of the lads. If you wish. Or you can still be a gal, it's up to you. Yes, guys, you can also be a gal if you really want to. I'm not going to argue. But yeah. And it's kind of like the one thing about my channel I kind of want to always keep as well, is like, regardless of all the content I produce and things like that, I always want this to kind of be a safe space for everyone. A place where, like, you can say the things you want to say, you can do the things you want to do, but with the respect you have with everyone else around you, right? It's one of those things where it's like, as much as we all struggle with stuff, everyone should have a voice to say when they struggle, and have that discussion to kind of break through those issues as well. So I'm saying, like, if you do struggle with stuff, there are people out there that are willing to listen and help with that sort of thing.
Expecting someone else? Or just as likely not expecting anybody in particular? Because a blessing is a blessing, ain't that right?
That is. Attacks. Ooh. How many do I have? I have 3, so that's 15% extra damage. Yeah, I'll do that. We have not much life, but let's try this.
You. So if you get past me again, what's next for you, Trouble? I've never seen someone go through so much just to see their family. Most of us have to try to stay away from ours.
Yeah, you do.
That cloud encompassing the summit of Olympus conceals Typhon, in case you haven't heard. I'm surprised you haven't gone to see him for yourself. Anyway, Prometheus is next, then Typhon. But you first.
You're telling me you're here to pick bigger and bigger fights? Babe, I knew we had something going on, but we have more in common than I thought. Come on, let's go.
They still keep the euphemisms, that's always good. That's all that matters with Hades.
Oh, jammed again?
As they would say, keep the horny.
Yeah, burn it all down.
But yeah, so, the one thing I always say is, for people out there, whether you're old or younger,
Like the tides come in.
it makes no difference to where you get your advice from, as long as the advice works for you, right? I'm quite the big believer in a lot of things when it comes to, like, what works to give you the right lessons in life, right? Like, I don't care whether those lessons come from sometimes dark places, as long as they teach you the right lesson. You know, usual thing for, like, you know, care for the people around you, don't dismiss other people's opinions lightly, and in general, just be a nice person, right? Everyone has a hard time, trust me. I've seen it all from, like, small things to big things, and sometimes just being nice can mean a lot to some people, surprisingly. I actually had experience with that when I was a kid. So I might as well tell you about that, because that was a very interesting thing. To be honest, if I ever meet the guy, like, it'd be nice to have a catch up and go for a pint, but probably still lives around my local area. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, essentially, I had this friend from, like, primary school. This is, like, many years back now for me. I'm an old man, so, like, really long ago. Really, really long ago, this is. And essentially, like a lot of kids I seem to know back in the day, even back then from myself and other people and things like that as well. Yes, they had behavior issues, but the one thing I would say is, like, I was never, like, mean or anything like that, and, like, other people used to be or things, but, like, to me they were just another dude that was sometimes just a bit more passionate, I will say, about certain things compared to other people, and sometimes a bit misunderstood. But I got along with the guy, so I was like, you know, there was nothing wrong with that. And I remember once, like, he got, like, really upset because I think he just wasn't grasping something, and the teacher just really wasn't explaining it in a way that he was able to understand it. So essentially, like, I'm just dismissing what he was thinking, which wasn't great, and ended up kind of getting irate over it. And what they ended up doing was, let's say, they threw a chair across the room that accidentally came towards me in my direction. Didn't hit me, I was alright, but yeah, it came towards my direction. I remember the kid getting, like, kicked out of class and all that stuff for it, and then afterwards, like, things like that. And this is the thing that kind of got me, right, was the fact that the kid knew they did wrong. And do you want to know how I know that? Is without being prompted or anything else as well, and mainly probably just because of the fact that I was nice to the guy. Instinctively, the guy just came up afterwards, like when he was like back into the room and everything else as well. Like I hadn't talked to the teacher this like after like lunch break or whatever, and instantly apologized to me. Said like, look, I know the chair came towards you. I didn't mean it to do that. You know, I hope you're all right. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, mate. Didn't come near me, or I'm not used the word mate, but I was like, yeah, you know, I'm all right. Didn't hit me or anything else. So as long as you're all right. And that was the thing where it's just like, that was the point that I realized, like, it doesn't matter kind of like what most things go on. Like, people try to do the nice thing if they're capable of doing it. And that's the thing you got to realize is, like, are they capable of doing the nice thing, right? Oop. I think that's the big thing right there. And like, as much as like the guy had his own issues, like I generally thought he was always capable of doing the right thing. You know? And the kid was smart. Like he wasn't dumb or anything else. It's just most of the time that he never really got the option to show what they were good at. And like, when it comes down to it, like the guy found his passion within running and like stuff like that, like long distance running. And I think did a lot of marathons and stuff afterwards. So, and I think then they went on to become like a phys ed instructor or something like that. Ooh, we took a death there. Now we should. Ah, they keep jumping.
How could you do this to me, babe?
But yeah, it was it was quite a.
There's my order.
Okay. That restores the extra 2 seconds, makes me impervious, increases damage. Hex also activates your acrobatic spoons. Alpha cast. Your Hex also fires your Alpha cast immediately. Interesting on these. The gold gain is going to be pretty nice. The impervious would be pretty good. I would like to get the extra restore though. Like all the extra healing. If I can. And usage is... Right. Hit the gold one there.
Look at what I found.
Thank you very much. But yeah.
Next.
It's just one of the things that always stuck with me, and I kind of believe that, like, no one's intention is to do harm to other people. But at the same time, this will be the kicker for everyone else out there. At the same time, they're idiots.
Very well.
That is my 100% kind of like point on that, right? You know, no one hates you, no one dislikes you. Like, if they do, they either don't know you, or they are, you know, or you've done something wrong without noticing it, right? That's normally the go-to, I would say, when it comes down to stuff like that.
Next.
Here you go.
Thank you. And let's get these upgrades in. The fountain use, that's brilliant. Restores over 2 seconds. Fountain use.
The limits of my land.
Some coins.
Let's take more HP, I think. Do I need more HP? Actually, no, we could probably get more Hephaestus stuff, so let's do that. But yeah, that was a big thing for me, especially like realizing that sometimes you don't do nice things to be nice. You do nice things for the fact that you don't feel like you're an a-hole at the end of the day, right? And that's the reason why I kind of end up doing them. And in some cases, that's exactly why I do the things I do, is because one day I don't want to go home and feel like I'm an a-hole. Does that mean that I annoy people? Yes. Does that mean I make poor decisions as well? Yes. I mean, like, it's not unheard of, but all I care about for me at the end of the time is the fact that did I do what I felt like was the right thing? You know, the moral superiority complex is, it's like, I'm morally superior because I made the right decision there. It's pretty much all it is, right?
Olympus, I accept this message.
Ooh, attacks until bonus damage to armor. Thank you very much. I will take that.
Fine work as always.
Now, has all my stuff been upgraded? Did that the one thing get upgraded? I want to. That got upgraded. That's kind of nice. That has not yet, but has a good opportunity to. The dodge chance did get upgraded. That's really good. What are we up with that? Doesn't tell me. It increased dodge chance and move speed based upon how more boons you have. Current bonus. Ah, okay. So I guess get more for that. I wish it would tell me the bonus I was getting though. Don't really want money, so I'll just take the upgrade. The level as such. Yeah, I would like a weapon upgrade maybe, just to make that kind of like fist like really good or whatever. That'd be nice. There you go, now they'll burn to death. Anything good around here? No idea. I do like doing this, just leaving stuff to burn. But yeah. I mean, you can't be nice to everyone, but you can at least be polite, right? I think, what was the phrase from a movie I watched is, the gentleman, like, you know you're a gentleman when people say thank you when you've insulted them. And that is what I want to be one day. I want to be so suave and so kind of like, just cool with it. That when I insult someone, people will go, thank you. Like they haven't understood what I said. That is my ultimate dream. What's nice about it is the fact that I'm British, which gives me a very good chance of that happening. All I gotta do is now age like a fine bottle of scotch, or whiskey, or wine, or whichever alcoholic drink is your favourite. But yeah, I was looking at some of the analytics on my channel and stuff, because, you know, sometimes I find analytics fun, and I like looking at that sort of stuff. And I noticed that the average age range of people that watch my content are kind of around, like, the same age I am anyway, which is kind of hilarious, because that means you guys that actually watch this stuff are kind of enjoying it, but also kind of show the difference in being able to relate to me, or the things I say, or just find my sense of humor sometimes hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna take it. Or maybe it's just the fact they sound just like I'm just a normal dude. Dash strike hits 3+ times. That is absolutely brilliant. Special locks on fast would be pretty cool, but the dash strike, just applying the scorch more often, is gonna be really good. Now I could go for the boss fight and try this. But to be honest, should I risk it? Go for it. Let's go.
Not had enough of me, Dragon.
But yeah, I'm kind of you know, I kind of appreciate all you guys that, and girls, if there are any, that kind of watch this channel and enjoy it and enjoy the content. I think the channel's becoming more and more popular over time. We're getting more and more subscribers added to the channel, which is nice to see as well. And, you know, and as more people kind of take more interest in it and stuff, it gives me the right idea that I can invest more time into making this sort of content, which I do enjoy as well. As I said, I do this for fun, otherwise I wouldn't do it, right? Ouch. So, yeah. The more of you that keep watching the content and liking it and commenting on it and stuff like that. I try to interact as much as I can. I know I'm lazy with my interactions in the sense that my social ability is terrible. But I do try, which I'm going to improve on that. That is something I need to improve on, is interacting with the community and stuff, and other communities also. I believe this is a moment where you're dead, but you don't know it yet. $7,000 Scorch. Whenever you inflict freeze on the foe, Scorch. Whenever you inflict freeze on a foe with Scorch, deal damage and remove Scorch. That is kind of good. Right? Like, this is great for just getting that, but that freeze burn can be really useful in just being a way to kind of inflict the Scorch immediately. We get an early shot, though. Buy that for a power-up, and then we'll buy this. Attacks deal more damage, but uses more of that. Gain a barrier instant for each location, but prime some mana. Let's reroll some of these. Freeze effects last longer. Cast Gust when... yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's extra damage. You know, just on the Gust. I could have gone the other one, but... like, more boons is more dodge. So I'll take that. I do love that. I just go into things and just be like, yep. We are the burning vortex. So yeah, like I really appreciate everyone that's every one of you that enjoys the channel, whether you comment or not, whether you like or not, viewing the channel, seeing it, and just being subscribed does mean a lot to me. One, it validates the time and the effort I put into like making content on here, right? And the second is the fact that it kind of makes me want to do better as part of this channel and give up more content and do the things you guys like more, right? So the more you interact with stuff, the more you do. I don't mind it if you guys prefer particular content either, but I said if you do, you gotta let me know, right? I'm an idiot, so... if there's stuff you want to watch me play, or stuff you want to watch me see, or stuff you think, actually, you know what, I found this, it'd be really recommended if you share it with others. Like, I'll have a look at it. I'm not harmed to doing stuff like that. You know? I don't mind it. I'll definitely check stuff out in regards to recommendations. Whether they come on the channel or not will be a question for if I am enjoying it enough to do so. So you have to bear with me sometimes. You know, not everything is my cup of tea. You know? But I will generally try to at least do something, whether it's a quick look or stuff like that. Because if people are enjoying it, other people are going to enjoy it. And that's kind of like why we do this stuff, right? Is to spread that joy with other people. My real question is, like, kind of like, on the games that come out recently and stuff like that, like, what are people's thoughts and feelings and stuff? Because, like, I'm probably that person that is, I'm not like your, I'm not your typical gamer, let's say. Like, I'm a gamer, but I'm not the typical gamer. I'm not the one that sits there and plays, like, all the modern games and keeps up with all the daily news and everything else on the ongoings. I do keep myself informed. I'm not denying that. You know, I probably spend more time on YouTube than the average person exactly for that reason, because I create content, but also because of the fact that I have a YouTube channel, so part of keeping up with trends and stuff is something that I end up doing just out of a part of what I do.
Thank the fates that you eluded Typhon's fury. And you created enough of a diversion that we were able to fortify our defenses and keep that monstrosity at bay. For now.
But he'll be back. Have you discovered any weaknesses of note? I'd rather do more than distract him.
A being of that size will not have many weaknesses. Although no creature likes to be jabbed in the eyes. And Typhon has a great many of them, for better or worse. And if we muster all our powers, perhaps we can drive him back. What suits your strategy?
I take damage, become impervious for 2 seconds. Recharge time is 9. You know, death defines at least each location. Whenever we spend 90 mana, deal damage to spears. That's pretty good. I will take that defensive maneuver. Because with what I've got as part of my build and stuff will be pretty good. Yeah, let's alter this, see what we can get.
What else?
Healing, I'll take that. I will take the healing. But yeah. It is one of the things I will always say, because there's loads of content out there that I think sometimes I can't believe people miss this, or people aren't enjoying it, or it doesn't seem as popular as it should be. And there are a great many of things that go unnoticed because of that, right? And yeah, I will say it's oh my god, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, that's so annoying. I literally was saying something and my brain just kind of had that moment where I just switched off completely and was like, hang on a minute, what was I doing? Do you guys do that? I don't know. Or was that just me? Was that me just being an idiot? Like, it's like I instantly distracted with a text message and was like, oh yeah, I gotta sort that out later. And my brain now is like, oh no, what was I talking about? And it'll come back to me. Like, I'll remember my train of thought and then get back there at some point. Or I won't bother, and it'll annoy anyone with OCD. So enjoy the cliffhanger of my brain and how it functions. Don't worry, it'll annoy you guys more than it'll annoy me.
Good.
I now have to forever realize that I have now just completely forgot what I was talking about. Healing. Take that as well. No, don't get rid of that. Heavy metal. We could rarefy this. Prime 30 mana seems fine. Yeah.
Here you go.
Get some extra health. Let's fight. Let us fight.
Prometheus.
I know your capability and can anticipate your every move, but there are times my mind leads me astray, you see. Anticipating possibilities that do not come to pass, resulting in all too many mistakes.
Mistakes such as revealing this to me, or being here at all. Have you learned nothing from your past imprisonment?
To be imprisoned is to be denied the opportunity to learn. A cruel form of torture in itself, but I did learn something, yes. I cannot break.
That's actually an interesting thing, isn't it?
Watch this.
Ooh. Don't know why I did that. Like, just because the fact you can see the future doesn't necessarily mean that you can actually change it. Also, at the same time as well, because you see the future, you can actually see too many futures based upon stuff. It's always randomly changing and adapting. Right? Just do burst damage on you. There we go. Okay, finally. I was going to say that was got to go at some point. That is really good. So top is free, bottom is free. Top, bottom. Heal up. But yeah, I'm kind of interested in way too many things sometimes, so my mind is all over the place, right? So I'm not completely ignorant of my stupidity, shall we say. Now I'm really trying to concentrate on this fight now, because I'm like lost in it completely. Kill you. So middle, top, middle, top, middle, middle, top, middle, top, middle. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to some of the good games coming out soon. I think there's quite a lot of them, and some really interesting. Other ones are kind of like cool and stuff, but I like stuff with like unique mechanics, right? I think that's the main thing, is having unique mechanics to the game, right? Well, we survived.
Today brings about a better tomorrow. So be it. These too shall pass.
Go lick your wounds.
Hey, the win's a win.
Feather. The honors, please, Phrynos.
Peace for the dead.
Let us move on. Can we defeat the big bad on here? Or shall I get annihilated? It is a question. I guess we need to take the tooth now, just so we have a revive. Armor, centaur heart. Don't have enough of that. Take the heart then. Let's move on.
I'll show myself in.
That we will. So what can we do today then?
Here he comes. All right.
Nice. But yeah, I'm kind of like a big guy. You know, I try to make stuff as easy as possible, right? I hate stuff that's complex. Complex stuff is annoying. Actually, there's something going on at work at the moment, actually. We'll hopefully be looking at getting some... I guess we're going for the burn then.
Higher up. You two appear well fed.
Yeah, we're getting some, or at least I'm hopefully getting some better software. At some point to handle day-to-day automated tasks. Which would be nice, right? We'll kill one of them. That's an easier fight compared to the other one. I will take that. The other one's, the arena's too small and you end up just like taking silly hits. This one you just feel like I'm just dodging all the time, but... Your foes perish. Increase the blast. Whenever you inflict Scorch first time, deal 100 extra Scorch. I guess we'll take that because the extra blast damage could be useful. We'll dig.
And scoop.
And... a weird thing that I picked up. I assume it's a plant. But yeah. Nice. Thank you very much. I do love the fact that I get like 8 seconds of just like, I'm going to do absolutely no damage to myself. Okay, come on, tail. And 5. Dodge out, dodge in. Uppercut. We're just going to try and keep the Scorch stacked on them. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh. Take a healing. But yeah. But like I said, I keep doing all this stuff just because you guys enjoy it and I also enjoy it as well, right? I wouldn't do it otherwise. Yeah, but guys, come on, like, give me recommendations for games you guys enjoy. And if I like them too, like, I can put them up. Keep awareness of this stuff, you know? It's a nightmare when good games go unfairly rewarded. Or unnoticed as well. And we're done. Next up is the big bad, which is yeah.
Drove it back.
Extra restore on that would be pretty good. Don't need the gold. So we can get an extra restore early. Extra usage, impervious usage. And then gain more health. Okay.
Such terrifying might.
We min-maxed it a little bit. That was a good thing. We'll try and do what we can from there. I know I'll be careful with my mic as well. I keep kind of like leaning back to try and create more room.
Lord Hermes.
And I actually sound quieter on the mic when I do so.
All right, Em, I don't want to hold you up now that you're here. You've got important business after all. Just making sure you made it in one piece.
Still in one piece, Lord Hermes, but we'll see how long that sticks. Though who knows, perhaps Typhon will flatten me instead of tearing me to shreds.
Oh, that is grim. Although you know what else is? This entire situation we're in. I mean, look at this place. So how about we both get out of here?
What is this? Oh, Death Defiance. I could do with another one, actually. I will pick that up. And another boon, because that'll give me avoidance. I have 5, so at least your damaging effects from Olympians are stronger. We don't really have any of those now. Do more damage to foes than not near other foes. Your often moves cause a forcing blade to appear over each foe that is struck. But uses +5. That's fine. I'll take that. Yeah, and let's face off against the big bad again. See if we can actually beat them this time. Got here a little bit quicker than the last run. That's good news as well. I can't tell if he's got the Scorch on him, though. Yes, he does. Okay. Ouch. I gotta lock in, I think, on this. Hello, Zeus.
He's growing angrier, or weakening. He's gone into a storm.
Oh, we take our Death Defiance first. And that's the last one. No, I was so close. I must have been so close that time.
Olympus, no.
I must have been so close. Okay, we'll do our usual chats and everything else as well, and let's continue.
What would you do if you had the tent all to yourself anyway, Dora? You could invite all the other shades and absolutely trash the place, I suppose.
What, you mean share it? No, not sharing the tent is the entire point. A proper haunting has a 1-to-1 ratio between the haunted and the hauntee. Even I haven't forgotten the basics.
I can't imagine all you want to do is float around in here, minus the part where we get to speak.
Then you simply lack imagination, friend.
If I may, my sisters told me of a certain prophecy even I thought would never come to pass. That Olympus would once again face the fury of the father of all monsters, and their conflict would shake the world to its core. And now it's happening.
You mean you knew Typhon's attack was a real possibility? Why didn't you warn us? We could have prepared.
I was not permitted to warn you. Had I done so, it merely would have expedited an outcome I now realize was bound to happen anyway. Though perhaps your implication is correct, and this is all my fault.
What? How is this all your fault? Unless you aided Kronos in awakening the most notorious fiend the gods ever faced, I don't see how you had anything to do with this.
Unraveling a fateful bond. I abetted your plans to gain the surface. The awakening of Typhon. Perhaps it's a punishment. And a reminder never to defy the fates. Princess, please forgive me.
Nonsense. Kronos did this, not you.
Interesting thought, that is. If some fates are preordained, do they actually have any difference in regards to their making?
How much life force Typhon has.
Re-energize. God
Just
slash
let us slay him
the
anyway.
repel foes. Interesting. That would be pretty cool. Let's do that. Ooh, they upgrade the animation for this stuff.
I will. You've consistently ensured the safety of your familiars. Not that I had any doubt. We are here to protect such creatures more so than the other way round.
Familiars are family, Headmistress. Perhaps through this ordeal, my bond with mine shall come to be as strong as the one you share with yours.
Of that I have no doubt as well. I've discussed the matter with Hecuba and Gali both, and they are willing to watch over you. If you ask nicely, of course.
What? Truly? But they're bound to you. Wait, who must I ask nicely? You or them?
Them.
I'd start with them.
Shared familiar bonds. Yes. What else can now we do as well? Essence from the stars. We can make those up. Ooh. Do we have one of these already? Well, let's go and talk to the...
A moment, goddess.
Yeah, we're doing... Where's the doggy walkie? Oh, never mind.
You asked before about how I managed it. The pressure to always prevail through what, in retrospect, were many terribly exciting scenarios, all whilst bearing the burden of so many others' expectations and my own.
You said you always believed there was a solution, a positive outcome that could be discovered and achieved. I've been thinking about that.
Good. But it occurred to me there's something else. 'Twas love that drove me on. The great war that earned me my place in Elysium. I wanted desperately not to go. To stay with my wife and then newborn son.
You were left with no choice but to fight. So you held to hope that someday you'd see your family again.
Sound familiar, does it?
Yeah? Been hunched over that cauldron so much, at least your craft is finally doing something around here. So much toiling with no results.
Our craft is typically about the self, and such results tend not to be immediate. Though I appreciate you noticing.
Yeah, well...
Is that a compliment I hear? How could they give me a compliment? That's terrible. More fabric. I always don't have enough fabric, so... For the shop.
Nightmare in stock.
You do have Nightmare in stock. Very interesting. But I just care about the nectar, to be honest. And those, the laws, bath salts. Ooh, we can also sell the fish I've been capturing as well. But I'd like to keep those, because you never know. You never know indeed. And let's collect our rewards from our harvest.
Strange stuff.
And do we have anything I can plant here? I do, some plankton. They're going to take ages to grow, but they will grow. But there we go. Not quite a successful run, but we really did push it further as much as we could do. I do some unlocks. Maybe we'll go back doing some more of the Blackstone stuff in the future. And yes, Skamias, we shall converse. But in the next one, because you're on the wrong side of history. But anyway, if you do enjoy these videos, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.